Hello YouTube, it's EVANDERtHeGOTH here, and this will be my first ever walkthrough of Gothic 2. I've never actually done a full walkthrough, and it'll be fun. I hope whoever watches this, I hope you enjoy. Gothic 2 is a very great sequel to a set of RPGs that I love by a company called Piranha Bytes. Piranha Bytes' first game, as far as I know, was a game called Gothic, and apparently came out in early 2000s. I think 2000 itself, maybe. Could be 2001. I could be wrong. I don't know 100% at the top of my head right now. But in this game, there's magic, there's medieval weapons, and it's a great fantasy RPG that I think everyone should give a try or chance. I personally love the combat. I love the quests. It's definitely larger than the first one. It's hard to pick between Gothic 2 and 1. But yeah, what I will be doing is my version of a walkthrough, what I know. I have found other things over the years, course of time, with other people's videos with the game. But this is me just doing my own way. If you hear any clickety-clack noise while I'm talking, it is my keyboard that picks up from my mic when I speak. I'm new to making a walkthrough and recording like this at all. I used to record with webcams mostly, but I am going to work on doing walkthroughs now because why not? I want to do fun stuff and I want to give my opinion of the game when I play and explain how I explain it. Now, full disclosure, this isn't just normal Gothic 2, this is Gothic 2 Gold Edition that I got from Steam. Some people will say to go to GOG to buy Gothic 2. Me personally, I don't have any issues with it on Steam. There are workarounds to get, the ones that I have an issue with is Gothic 1 on Steam. There are workarounds to get it to work better. I get it to work enough to where it doesn't crash a lot, but still crashes. So this is my attempt at a walkthrough, and I hope you enjoy. We're going to start a new game. So I'm going to be quiet while the cutscenes happen.
A single prisoner altered the fate of hundreds, but he paid a high price for it.
Smushed like a sack of tomatoes. Man, he ran out of there.
He defeated the sleeper, destroyed the barrier, but while all the other prisoners escaped, he remained behind in the rubble. It was I who dispatched him against the sleeper. Now it is I who brings him back from there. He is weak and has forgotten much. But he is alive. He's back.
I mean, Terminator always said he'd be back, but who knew he'd be back in medieval times?
There you are again. I never thought the two of us would meet again.
I feel like I spent 3 weeks lying under a load of rocks.
Well, so you did. Only the magic within your armor kept you alive. I had feared I might not be able to rescue you from the debris of the temple, but enough of that. You're here now. There's a new threat that we have to deal with.
Okay, before I continue, with any conversation with this mage who's called Zars. If you saw in the opening cutscene, it says 13 days later. He said he felt like he lied on rubble for 3 weeks. 13 days is almost 2 weeks. I don't know how they didn't math, but what went on with the script? Sorry about the finger tap. But where you get 3 weeks and he just agrees reluctantly. Who does that? Oh, apparently this guy does with kick-ass mage necromancing rogue. And I do love the character model, the way it looks like. When I played this back in the day, I'm talking about like Windows XP, before we had 7, 8, 10. And I loved it back then when I was like 10 years old playing this. Or Windows 2000, but like, memory says atrocious thoughts. So let's see, what new threat? Oh, let's go with what new threat are you talking about?
After the fall of the barrier and the banishment of the sleeper, Beliar's wrath has grown even greater. A mighty artifact, so it is written in the old scriptures, will be brought back to this world when the god of darkness sends his henchmen out to search. This search has long since begun. Beliar's henchmen are desecrating the oldest shrines of the gods. The guardians of these holy places have awakened, and their wrath makes the earth tremble. Every powerful magician on this island could sense this wrath. And some of them have certainly begun to face the threat. You must become their ally. That's the only way to stop Beliar.
I don't know if it was just because of I got headphones on and during the recording he just has like either a booming voice or echo voice during that cutscene, just that specific one. He sounds normal now. If you hear like booming or echo with like headphones on, please leave in the comments and let me know. I'm curious if I'm not the only one.
At least we have enough time now. I did it. The sleeper
has been banned. You vanquished him, so much is true, but is not within our power to stop the war that ensues now. With his final furious scream, the sleeper has set into movement the armies of darkness. It was an order to all evil creatures, a word of power that they were all bound to obey. His last order was, "Come," and they came, all of them, even the dragons.
Dragons?
They are creatures of an ancient power. I can sense their presence, even here. And they have gathered an entire army of lowly servant creatures around them.
Where's this army now?
The army is camped not far from here, in the Valley of Mines near Corinus, and they're getting ready to attack. We do not have much time left.
I will be back real quick. Until then, listen to this.
What can we do?
This time we cannot handle it by ourselves. Only the power of Innos will help us against these dragons. A group of paladins is stationed in the city of Corinus, not far from here. They possess a powerful artifact which could help us to defeat the dragons. They call it the Eye of Innos. You need to get hold of this artifact. Tell the paladins about the threat. You must convince their leader to support us. And once you have talked to him, you need to find the artifact of Beliar. It is the counterpiece to the Eye of Innos. It must not fall into the hands of evil.
Okay, I am back and to the next little conversation.
What exactly is the Eye of Innos?
It's an amulet. Legend has it that Innos himself was poured part of his power into this amulet. It will restore some of your lost strength and help us defeat the dragons. It also has some other hidden powers. I shall tell you more about that once the amulet is yours.
Why would the paladins give me the Eye of Innos?
Because you are the one who is destined to wear it.
How can you claim to know that?
There are a number of reasons, the most important being you have defeated the Sleeper. If you weren't a favorite of the gods,
just
you'd
one
be
reason.
dead by now.
Let's assume you're right and I'm destined to bear the Eye of Innos. How would the paladins know that's true?
The eye itself chooses the one who may wear it. Once you get hold of it and put it on, the paladins cannot doubt your words any longer.
How can I get to the city?
Just follow the path from here through the mountains. The city is large. You cannot miss it, but watch out. The path to town is not without dangers, and you aren't nearly as strong as you once were.
I'm not gonna lie, I find it very weird with what's with the upside down fist. I mean, the hands are always in fists in this game, but like they're always shaking them from like side to side forward. Like my mind's just now going somewhere it shouldn't, and then they're like leaning forward. Like, let me just put these like sack of tomatoes on a table. I may use tomatoes a lot. I wanted to say watermelon. Turn around with tomatoes. I need weapons, sir.
I need weapons.
I can only give you whatever little I have here. Look around in my tower. Anything that looks useful to you, you can have.
I'll be on my way as fast as I can.
Good. And one more thing. Don't tell anyone that you've talked to me. Above all, don't tell any magician. Since I have gone into exile, the Circle of Fire has taken me for dead, and that's a good thing.
Chapter 1. He never actually sits in that chair. He does nothing but never sleeps, doesn't eat. He stays at that book stand, people. So, since we got through that long conversation, new file. Of course, I've got lots of files. I play this game. How many times? I'm gonna call this Walkie 1. Yeah, that's great. So, excuse me. I will apologize for like any burps, belches, or whatnot. I am drinking. I want to say bubbly. I don't know. It's lime flavor-ish, if you call it flavor. I prefer carbonated water over soda. So, some book stands that you can read like this will give you experience, as you saw right there. Now, he never technically moves from this book stand, but you can get him to move by putting your fist up. Stop.
Hey, watch it.
I need to borrow this real quick. Thank you, kind sir. There we go. You can read them if you want. I'm not going to at the moment because I think it's usually just recipes. There's only a handful of book stands in the game that you can get experience from. They all give 25. But hey, extra experience when you can get it. I'm gonna pick this up. I'm gonna pick everything up first. So like, I got the stone tablet, your first free potion. That's an alchemist bench. We can, of course, you know, craft potions and such. I'm not gonna get into that right now. And this is for crafting magic runes, which are permanent magic spells that you don't run out of, unlike spell scrolls. And now we're gonna get the most dingiest first weapon ever, which is a piece of wood. Don't worry, you can get a better weapon. Before that, we're gonna get a little extra gold because right here, sticking right out. See, like that, sticking right out. That is a hidden switch. And we will take that. Because, you know, who doesn't love free stuff? Like, that's mine. Anything interesting? Now it's mine. Oh, by the way, when you're playing, basic pro tip, not pro tip, basic pro tip. The way the control's set up, you use control to, like, you know, hit like one like that. But if you hit alt, just takes all of it real fast. It's a lot faster. In Gothic 1, it used to be hold control and shift and then hit the a key that went to your inventory, so like the right key all at the same time, and you get like everything. Hitting alt is a lot faster, I'm not gonna lie. And now we're gonna go up top. If you want to play this game for poops and giggles and just mess around, there is what's known as Marvin mode. I will leave that to you how to find out how to get that. But when you get it, you put God mode in and put stuff in. In my free personal time, I tend to play Marvin mode. Just for that, but lately I've been playing Gothic series without cheat codes because it's a lot more fun, in all honesty, to play it hard way, to test yourself when you've played as many times as I have over here. And of course, here's a 1, 2, 5. Oh, it's straight up 100 experience in here. Again, I am not going to stand here and read book stands or any book lore. You can if you get the game yourself. If it is better on GOG, like people say, I guess get Gothic 1 on there. Me, I don't have an issue with Gothic 2 on here. I have, I think, a couple mods installed on Gothic 2. I may not. I never had issues with Gothic 2 on Steam, just one. But, you know, like 300 experience right here. 25 plus 5. There was a key on this table, by the way. It goes directly to this chest. I recommend getting it, you know. Now, yeah, that dagger that I just got, yeah, you think that'd be better than a branch, but, oh, I should have quit. It's not. It's a lot weaker. And it looks kind of like a short sword. But I recommend sticking with heavy branch until you get what's known as the wolf knife, which isn't that far off. I don't mind the wolf knife. There's one of my favorite YouTubers who I love watching play Gothic in his videos, especially when I'm playing the game myself in my free time. I like to listen to him play while I play it, and I learned some interesting tips. He gives a lot of detail. I will give a I'm not big on here, but Okay, the YouTube channel, the guy, if you want to listen to a really detailed videos on like Gothic or something, and just because I love his videos, is I'm giving a shout out to Morgan. That is spelled Morgannin, and he's an interesting guy, but I don't say I give over details. I'm only speaking a lot because this is my first walkthrough and I know this game well enough, and there are some stuff that you can miss. I've watched him recently play, so I watched his stream videos of Resident Evil. And Morgan, if you ever catch yourself on my channel and check out my Gothic video, and I hope for the love of life that you don't get offended. You get very angry in Resident Evil. I mean, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. I have the umbrella symbol tattooed on my right shoulder, and I've been a diehard fan since I was about like 8 or 10. And oh, by the way, people, pick up everything that you can that doesn't get you caught by the guards for stealing. Otherwise, you might die. You may die. But anyways, Morgan, you're funny to watch kind of when you play Resident Evil. Great at the game. But I know Resident Evil well enough. I watched him get lost. It was interesting. But I'm not angry at him for getting lost. It's just like watching someone play blind from like, I don't know remember when he started playing blind. But it's like a refreshing feeling to watch someone play a game that you love and you just know so well by heart, that you get, like, pro tip of Resident Evil games is before you move on to any area, try to get all the items you can. And if you know or have a feeling before that you're gonna like run into something dangerous, if you get things like lockpicks or like bolt cutters to get extra things like in Resident Evil 3, I recommend get those items immediately. Then continue to the area where you think something dangerous might really happen, because you might have a harder time later on with that. That's just my personal preference, but playing Gothic, so we're gonna go talk back to this. when I play Gothic, also like you get torches and such. I usually just go sleep in bed. I say save all your meats, plants, and whatnot, and sell them if you want to for extra gold. There are jobs in this game that you can do to get gold. Kind of reminds me of actually Fable 2, but this was before Fable 2, so this did it first. And that's all mine. Fireball spells. Those will come in handy. That's a pain in the butt. Oh. Belt of Force. I recommend equipping it. Strength, I think, can help. Either strength or dexterity that helps with your critical. Either way, they're both necessary if you're using melee weapons or in range. In a way. I can't be quoted 100% on this. Save all these old stone tablets too, by the way, when you get them. Lockpicks are very important, especially when you learn lockpicking skill. And don't eat snapper weed. I recommend saving it because it only lasts 15 seconds for fast speed, which you can save use to make a speed potion, which lasts like a minute or 2 minutes. I remember in Gothic 2 there were like 2 different speed potions. One was like 1 minute, 2 minutes in Gothic 1. Just save all the dark mushrooms that you can and green apples. If you have 50 green apples, I think it's hit points or strength. The dark mushrooms, I think it's either dex or mana. I'm not 100% on that. That's not often I would do that, really. Also, save things like goblin berries, save king sorrels. Do not eat them. You use them for potions that you can make. Like you can make a dex potion, which really ups your dex more than one, like I think 5 points or something. And if you have any opportunity to buy stat increasing potions, immediately buy. Immediately. You necessarily don't have to take them. I would say save strength and dex potions for when you really need them, because there's this interesting mechanic when you use attribute points for upping your stuff. Hit point potions though, pick immediately if you want more hit points. Now, instead of going further along, which you would think, the tower like literally is eclipsed by stuff, but we're going to go up here. You don't fall. Okay, there we go. Because behind here is ta-da, little haven. There it is. He's got more spell scrolls. I don't know what. There are 3 different like classes you got. There's like mercenary, town guard, and magician, fire magician. There's kind of like a 4th group of people you can join, but you can join them and be in any faction you want at any time. But you choose. See, you can't really get around here that way. You'd fall off. But yeah, if you're just careful, just climb. Also, if you saw earlier, I forgot to mention, there is a statue on the top of the tower where we were at, where we got the key. And a statue of Beliar. With that, you can, let's say, statue of Beliar, you can sacrifice hit points for about 500 gold if you want to sacrifice max hit points that you can. I don't recommend sacrificing hit points. You can use that later on for a very special item. But like I said, I don't recommend sacrificing hit points unless you're good at blocking in this game with enemies that have swords. But yeah, dark mushroom. That's mine. Sheepy. Okay. Yes, I attacked the sheep. And the dagger is like massive in size. I swear it's like a sword. Wolf knife looks more like a dagger. Comes our first. Now, sometimes they will carry 2 branches. Usually, that's like the thing they always carry. It's rare if they don't have an item. Oh yes, by the way, there is more free stuff this way. I like jumping a lot in the game because jumping just feels right, like in any game, to get around faster. But back here is a skeleton with a couple more spell scrolls and first bow. I'm trying to remember, it's really a game. Might have been Arcana. You got like a moldy bow, or you used a moldy bow to make a weapon. I don't know. I don't recommend using a bow right now because, pardon my French, but or language. But you only have 7 arrows, and your archery skills are dog shit. So yeah. Ooh. What's better? Let's get it that time. Ooh, this one has silver ring. It look like dark mushrooms are the ones that look like big. Okay. I may add some mods later on. Wait, no. I say have 2 saves at a time. Never know. Because in here there is like 3 goblins. Ooh, critical. No! No! Oh! Almost had him. Almost. Man. So much time has been spent in this game. Wait, no. You want... You can... I would also... I guess you could save... Yeah, I guess we'll save this. That'll do. 12:30. Half health lost is not bad at all. Okay. In here. Another dagger. I don't... you were a scrap metal weapon and you are going to be sold for money. Not a lot, like maybe 2 coins. Oh, by the way, anything you sell is not sold at its base value. Kind of reminds me of Morrowind in that way. But yeah, either way, there are ways to make money. Like I said, there are jobs in the main town. There is, well, there's only about 3 jobs that you can you get to make money, which is alchemy. He's a little more difficult in a way, but well, yes and no. Hit and miss. He's not difficult. And then there is hunting, and the most profitable one though is the blacksmith, which could also kind of be like considered the hardest to get either way. Which whatever, gives you 2 ways to join him if you want to join him, but you need to get the approval of all the masters in town, which we will probably find out in like part 2, because I'm going to do a few things before I really go into town. I was low in health. My health, exactly. I don't even have 50 hit points. Okay. I wasted that. That's on me. And that is a field raider. Come on, broski. Oh. No. Why? Why? Why did you do that? There are only 3. Why is the mushroom more at healing than... I'm not gonna argue with why. Don't eat. No. That's all. Yes. Ooh, and more potions and another scroll.
Nothing there.
No. Cannot loot you yet because we don't know how fundables. Me personally, I recommend getting every hunting skill you can from skill trainers. There are about like 3 different hunters outside of town that teach them. Yes, kind of a handful of skill points, but they are worth it. You can do many things with them, especially some of the stuff if you're like a magician. And by the way, I am kind of a save a lot guy. Don't care about save scumming, but in a game like this, you need to save a lot. And that's what I'm gonna do, and if people don't like it, oh well. I'm here to play, have fun, and give my opinions on the game when I play it. By the way, I recommend picking up everything you can plant-wise. Especially if you know how to make basic healing potions. Better than buying. All you really need to buy, I think, is like bottles or something. This is where I want to go. Back here. No, just more spell scrolls and some magic potions. I wonder if it was like a mage that died here, because I think he had like maybe 2 mana potions and a couple spell scrolls. Wow. 4 fire arrows and 4 fireballs. That's more than I recall. Saving again because there are like about 4 young wolves down here, and they're kind of not a joke of an enemy. The young creatures are just easier to fight, but at the same time, they are... Wolves are a lot tougher than some of the other creatures. I mean, Bill Raiders can murderize you, but that's a Bill Raider. Where are you? Come here. There. Blended right in. Oh. Okay, note to self. Heal. This is why we save, people. Okay. Oh. Well, you know, since I have had to reload the save, I'm going to end it here for now. This is part 1 of my Gothic walkthrough. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you have a good day. See you in the next video, folks.